After a 106-pound Zepbound weight loss, my ex reached out to me. Hi, beautiful friends. I've got some stories and a new science study out for you today. Hi, friends. I am Elizabeth. If we don't know each other, I'm the Countess of Shopping. I've lost over 106 pounds the last 2 years and 2 months, so 26 months of being on Mounjaro, Zepbound, and tirzepatide compound. The combination of those is because of the GLP-1 shortages with Eli Lilly's manufacturing, which is now apparently resolved. And on today's episode, I was like, I have to tell my besties because maybe you've experienced this. There was an article that came out and it's a new study. I'm not going to call it a science study. It seems more like a fluff piece because you guys know, like, being scientifically accurate, being factually accurate matches. But there is this new huge wave of Zepbound users and Mounjaro users and Ozempic and Wegovy and semaglutide and tirzepatide, like all of the GLP-1 family, saying that their exes are attempting to reconnect with them after their weight loss, a second chance of love. And so I know there's thousands of men and women in the Countess of Shopping community. And so I was like, I've got to talk about this. I've got to talk about this. Now, to give some context, I said my ex reached out to me. I was quoting in the title of my video, the title of these articles. There's two of them that I'm gonna cite my sources as always. I put all my references down in the description link below. Click the ... more reference. I have been with my hot husband since I was 18 years old. Third day at JMU, I met that hot stud of a stallion and have not let go since. So no exes are reaching out to me because my hot husband has been my main squeeze. I mean, unless you count like a high school boyfriend, but no. I've been with the count since I was 18. So the title of this did not happen to me, but the volume of people this is happening to me. Oh my God, that was like a Freudian slip. The volume of people it's happening to, not me, to. The volume of people it's happening to is fascinating to me. Okay, so there's a survey. It was done by Zepbound. So again, not being like, you guys know, like normal studies I cite are from like NIH or like reputable places, peer reviewed and things like that. This is kind of a fluff piece, but nonetheless, I am pulling and extrapolating out. I still find it fascinating. If you have had your ex reach out to you because you've lost weight on Wegovy or GLP-1, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Ozempic, whatever, tell me in the comments. I'm dying to know. I was like, I have to do my unofficial Countess of Shopping poll. But a recent survey by Zepbound polled 1,000 individuals. So, okay, it's a decent sample size on Ozempic, Mounjaro, and other GLP-1 treatments. They found 1 in 5 former flames have reached out to them to reconnect. The way I clutched my pearls, I said, no, you didn't, former flames. Naughty, naughty, naughty. You couldn't have loved me in my big big back size. It's a loser, not me, but people in general. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, the survey found that women on Ozempic or Wegovy or Mounjaro or insert the GLP-1 name, semaglutide, tirzepatide, were more likely to experience a blast from the past than male users on GLP-1 drugs, which that clocks to me. I'm like, that makes sense. Meanwhile, nearly a quarter of single surveyed GLP-1 users, Mounjaro users, Zepbound users, Ozempic users reported receiving more matches or unsolicited messages on dating apps since starting their GLP-1 regimen. It goes on to say the influx of interest has helped 1 in 10 single users enter a new romantic relationship after shedding some pounds. These changes convinced nearly half of GLP-1 users that these medications give them a second chance at love, which makes my heart go pitter-patter because I love love. And I'm like, after 25 years of being with my hot husband, I love him even more than when I was 18 years old, which says a lot. The drugs have helped shed more weight. It also helps them shake off shame and anxiety. Half of those surveyed reported feeling more confident after starting the medication, with women being 12% more likely than men to experience this boost. Do you have that? I've talked about that in other videos. For me, most definitely. Like me doing the things that I'm doing both professionally and personally, it's because I have more confidence. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish I didn't let my morbid obesity hold. It makes me kind of sad that I had let my morbid obesity hold me back. But also in the same breath, I physically couldn't do some of the stuff I'm doing. Like I'm literally leaving here very shortly. Excuse me. I'm like choking on my spit because I'm so excited to go to a horseback riding camp. The first of 3. I'm going to be going to 3 horseback riding camps this summer. As an adult, as a 40-something-year-old woman, I'm so excited. And so this was from in the fall. I've lost more weight since then. And I was annoyed was annoyed with my husband because I feel like he took a very bad picture. I'm like, that makes me look thick. I'm not that thick. Anyway, so I'm hoping to get some cute shots of me on a horse. I'm training my husband how to take like a photo. But so with that being more confident, though, I'm joking, but also, and part of it, the more confidence of it is I feel like I can do, because I'm physically able to do more things, that has made me a better mom, a better wife, a better entrepreneur, better for my clients and my business, just better all around, I feel like, because there's this confidence boost. Have you guys experienced that? Do you feel like you've experienced that? Many in my free encouragement group, which I'll link down below, have told me how they've gotten job promotions as a result of the confidence boost in there. It's interesting. In some ways it's sad to me because if there's like an obese bias, but also in some ways it's really, really cool that you can take back your power. And from like, not relinquishing, but taking it back and like standing in the footing of like, I am strong, I am powerful, I can change my life, I can make positive choices, I can do healthy things. Walking 2 to 6 miles every day, making that discipline and weight training, I'm like, no, I can do stuff. I can travel. I can't like, I can do all of these things. Physically, before I would huff and puff all the way up the stairs. And now I'm like, let's go hike, let's go do stuff. So that confidence piece I 100% can relate to on here. But the confidence extended to all corners of their lives. And this is where I'm like, ugh, including the bedroom. Okay, can we make a pact? Because if you've watched this far, we're besties. Like if you're into this video right now, we're besties. You've watched enough to know like we're besties. Or maybe you're like, I hate her. We're not besties at all, but I'm watching to troll her. I'm just kidding. But I'm assuming that you're a bestie. If you've watched this far, we're besties. I don't want to hear about your boudoir activities. There, I said it. And I don't want you to hear about mine either. I feel like I was recently out with some friends and a gal that I had just met started telling me she had lost a lot of weight and I was so happy for her. I was so happy for her. But then she started telling me all about her bedroom things and I was like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I am cheering you on, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't know. But so this article is going to talk about bedroom stuff here. And I'm just going to keep it very rainbow, generic, unicorns and butterflies. I don't want to know. Call me prude. Maybe that'll come with the last 20 pounds I have to lose on my weight that I'll talk more about that. But half of GLP-1 users found themselves feeling riskier and more adventurous in the bedroom, with 1 in 5 women exploring new dancing positions since their weight loss. New dancing positions since their weight loss. Dancing, not standing up. That's good because we're not just looking good, they're feeling good. While people's weight decrease, their drive increase 39. Again, I don't want to hear, don't tell me in the comments, I don't want to know. 39% of millennials said that, 37% of Gen Z, and 35% of Gen X. And I'm happy for you. I think that's wonderful. And I think having a happy, healthy body is amazing. I just don't want to know. I just don't want to. Interestingly, men reported a stronger uptick in their activeness by 40% than women, which was 35%. Although others have complained about having the opposite reaction, which there's been a lot of stories of that too, of where there's a decrease in dancing while you're laying down. Don't you come in the comments and tell me all your stories. You keep that to yourself. You tell that with your real life bestie. Some users experience a negative impact on their romantic relationships. 1 in 10 respondents reported that their weight loss transformation led to jealousy or insecurity from partners. I could understand that. Not that I have experience, strength, and hope in that because my partner is perfect. No, I'm just kidding. My partner's not perfect. But he's amazing and been very, very supportive. But I've also heard of that so much so of other people, of where they lose a ton of weight and then their partners start to feel very insecure about it. I've experienced that recently. I've been, I'm in business. And so I'm used to very well versed in being the only woman around the board table, in the boardroom, around the business table, or doing negotiations for companies, or running projects, or being the executive producer for production things, and being the only woman. Being the only woman. And be like, okay, when I go out to do my business training, there's 10% women. And to be in this group, it's an elite, you have to get picked, and it's this whole thing. And it's only 10% women and 90% men. And so I can see that. The first time I had told my husband, because I'm going to tell him, I'm going to be like, oh, someone was flirting with me, which I'm not accustomed to at all. I'm used to people shutting the door in my face. and like not paying me no attention, like literally being invisible in rooms. So then to now be like people talking to me, or like if I'm in an airport in a lounge, people coming up to me and I'm like, dude, I just want to eat my salad. Like I don't want to like, and my rings don't fit. And so I'm wearing fake rings now. And sometimes I forget to put them on because my real life wedding rings don't fit and I have to get them resized. And I'm like, oh, so, but I tell my husband, I'm like, just so you know, and I'm like, just, it's very weird for me, but I'd rather not, like, it's just weird. But I can see for other partners. And the reason why I do that is if we don't have like secrets or things, you know what I mean? It's, I could see why from this study that 1 in 10 of people reported their weight loss led to jealousy or insecurity from their partners, which I could get. After having decades worth of, I was thinner in my teens and in my early 20s, and then gained a ton of weight, and within a year gained 100 pounds um, with my husband, and he stayed with me through all of that. Like he's awesome, like he's so amazing, and still loved me throughout all of that, but also still encouraging me to be healthy. And I give him a lot of credit for that, a lot of credit for that. If the shoe was on the other foot, I don't know, honestly. I don't know if I would have beat from the health standpoint of like, I don't want to lose my partner, like from obesity related disease, not from necessarily the vanity metrics, but I could kind of like me being truthfully honest, like that's me being brutally like opening myself up for people not thinking well of me, but that's true. I probably like, because I'd be worried about him leaving early, you know, like with obesity related diseases, you die earlier. And so for me, that would be probably harder. So I get this, how it changes relationships dynamics. 4 of 5 GLP-1 users in relationships said they've noticed an improvement in emotional intimacy with their partners. More often than not, these medications change people's relationships for the better. That's what I do want to hear about in the comments. Have you noticed your relationships increasing for the better? You can tell me if you're laying down dancing, I guess. I don't need to hear anything else though, if that's helped. However, all these emotional and laying down dancing benefits, the majority of people felt like they had to keep their weight off to appease others. Do you think that? I don't I don't think it's to appease. Now at this point, I've done so much dang counseling. I'm like Sally Jesse Raphael. I've talked to all the I've talked to all the counselors. I feel like I don't feel that way, that I need to appease others, that I'm doing this for myself now, of keeping it off and staying with it, is because I want and have health goals, and I want to walk 2 to 6 miles per day. I want to lift. I want to be doing all these things. Nearly 3 in 5 users felt they had to maintain their weight loss out of fear of judgment or losing the newfound attention. Pressure felt stronger by women, 64%, and Gen Xers by 60%. From going blind to suffering lifelong diarrhea to battling addiction and finding love, people who take Zepbound, Mounjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy, and other GLP-1 medications are seeing that the drugs are doing more than reshaping their bodies. It's reshaping their lives for better and worse. Interesting. Now, again, the news sources on these are like just keeping that in mind of, I always say, cite your source, you know, like this one is not like the NIH that's citing this, but I still, and it was with 1,000 people. I still do find it fascinating about the relationship component of it, and having your ex contact you. Like, I'd be like, you dirty dog, you dirty dog. I'm saying dirty dog because Mr. Freddy's like letting someone, he's defending our house right now. You dirty dog. I just find that interesting. There was something else in here I wanted to, oh, I'm supposed to, okay, so I'm supposed to say it's for, I need to give proper attribution through a link. So this was through Zepbound is who my source is for this, by the way. But I find it fascinating, and it was with 1,000 people on there. So 1 in 10 previously single GLP-1 users have entered a new romantic relationship since their physical transformation with GLP-1 medications. I know lots of y'all are dating in my free encouragement group because you guys tell me, which I'm fascinated with too. Like I said, I love love. I love hearing all of the things. Like, it's fascinating to me. The relationship component though, but I could not imagine if your ex contacted you. I would be so like, I wasn't good enough for you when I was, 50 pounds, 100 pounds overweight. And now I'm like, no, it's, what is that? Like, it's like one of those fairy tales or whatever. Who's the fairy tale I'm thinking of? Fill me, you guys, it's been a long day. I've been mom and hardcore today. I feel like I deserve a big pat on the back for doing good job mom stuff. But I'm fascinated with relationship transformations, and not just with your partner, your life partner, but also with friendships, family members, I feel like for me being totally authentic, open and honest, my relationship, I've never shared this before, like ever. So if you've made it this far, we really are besties, like really, really are besties. With my mom and dad and my stepmom has gotten tremendously better, tremendously better. Things that we've definitely become a lot closer over the last 2 years. And I don't know if that's a combination of like COVID and stuff like that, or I'm getting older and just more mature, or I think what it really is with my health, I see my health and I'm like, dang, I want my life to be good in all areas. And I need to put forth effort for areas that I want to be good that are not as good as they could be. And so for me, that's really required me um, more effort, more effort. And so anyways, it's one of the blessings that I always talk about my hot husband and my kid and things like that, but truly for my parents, um, I mean, they're in their 70s. And I know that this time is fleeting and precious and that movement for them eventually may slow down. I've seen other friends, parents who are in their 80s and that they can't travel and they can't do a bunch of stuff and that the kids have to, like the sandwich kids where you have older parents and then children of your own and taking care of. And it's made me really appreciate my parents too, and their sacrifices for me as well, which I don't think I had. And I really do think that it relates back to GLP-1 medication. I know some people may be like, that does not at all relate, but truly I'm a different person. Like when I look back at these pictures, my before and after pictures, like the woman on the right, I felt such guilt, shame, condemnation. I felt so bad about myself. And I don't feel that today. I feel happy, joyous, and free. And I know there's work to be done, and I'm going to continue to work on internally on myself in addition to the external, because for me, this is truly all encompassing. All encompassing. It's not just about the outside, it is about the inside of making that better too. And I can't do these lofty things. I've got to continue working on myself as well. Just like weight training, I got to do soul training, head training. Like I want to be, keep my skill set sharp. It requires work. It requires work. And the relationships that I really want to work on, I'm working on and making time for. But I'm also going for my goals and my dreams. I have lofty goals for 2025, lofty goals. And those have changed a lot. If you asked me 2 years ago for my business, I wouldn't have believed I'd be doing the things that I'm doing and the clients that I'm working with and the opportunities that I get. Like what? Like L'Oreal just sent me I walked home, like came home and on my front doorstep was a L'Oreal package, a PR package, and a Nestle's package. I'm like, what universe? Like, I'm so grateful. Like, what universe am I living in? You know, like, this is insane in the most beautiful, amazing, grateful way. And this community here, of course, like that to me, I say it in every video and I'll say it again. I am so grateful for you guys. I'm so grateful for you. Literally so great. I just spent, we were driving back we went out to Chipotle for dinner. They have the new honey chicken at Chipotle, by the way. And I know this doesn't relate to relationships. It is so good, but I didn't, my kid got it. Excuse me, I didn't get it because I was worried about the sugar. It was really good though. It was really, really good. But as we were driving home from Chipotle, I started going through some of your comments because, you know, I may not respond to every comment, but I do read every comment for the most part, unless they're really long. And you guys know I have a hard problem reading long paragraphs. So put it in bullet points for me so I can actually read your I'll just skim the first few lines if you put it in a long paragraph without spaces or bullet points. And so I was reading the comments and I was like getting ready to cry in the car. Like, and my kid's like, Mom, you're really quiet. And I'm like, because I'm reading all these beautiful comments of like amazing, fabulous men and women who are changing their lives. And I get to watch that. And how motivating, like iron sharpens iron, hopefully I'm motivating for you, but you are just as motivating for me, truly. And what a gift that is. And these relationships that we, you know, ex talking to you, a partner, your kids, your parents, relationships, even work relationships have changed for me too. I realized I have a very low threshold in the workplace for nonsense and things like that. And I just don't want to be around that. Like truly, like life is short and life is fleeting and I'm not going to put up with nonsense. And I realized that also about myself too, like this level, like as my skill set has increased. And anyways, it's eye-opening. It's like how this from Zip Health, thank you Zip Health for your study, Zip Health team, how it truly has changed all facets of my life, not just the weight loss. And I came into this being like, I just need to not be morbidly obese over 300 pounds. And now 106 pounds later, getting close to my goal weight, like Life is delicious, man. This is awesome. So I hope you found this as interesting as I did. It was very thought provoking. I didn't think that it would be this thought provoking for me, but I'm like, it actually is. 1 in 2 GLP-1 users reported increased confidence starting the medication. Yes. 1 in 5 noticed people from their past exes or old crushes reaching out to them for their transformation. I haven't had any exes reach out to me, but I have had people from high school like my picture, my updated pictures. And I'm like, they're probably just doing that to be nice. It means nothing. But I'm like, does it mean something? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Um, yeah, it didn't mean anything. I find it interesting though, right? Like, and people who would not give the time of day, and I've talked about this before, about people used to close the door in my face and not hold the door. Now people hold the door all the time. But a viewer had said this, and if this was you, it's held true in my mind, is it my energy that's different? I have a different aura and a different energy about me, and maybe that's the reason why the doors are being held open for me, is because I physically do feel more confident. I do have more energy. I do have this bounce that I had, but it was behind a lot. And now I'm like, I'm gonna keep my bounce, honey. We're gonna bounce all the way there, like Tigger. Doot, 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 from Winnie the Pooh. I wish we watched more Winnie the Pooh. My kid didn't get into that, and I wish she did. I really, like maybe on Friday night I'll watch some Winnie the Pooh. No, I'm not going to, but my kid never got into that. Anyways, we've gone down a whole tour de France here of different topics, but I'm dying to know, has your ex reached out? You have to tell me. And like normally my question of the day is, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? And I want to know that. But I really also really want to know, has your ex reached out to you, or past partner, like past people in your lives that was like, ooh, pitter patter. I need to know, inquiring minds, because I'm happily content with my hot husband. Going nowhere, but I'm dying to know for others. Tell me all the details, bestie. I want to know. And our emoji of the day is a heart, because we're talking about love. And I do emojis of the day so I can get to know you better, because I truly do care. The name repetition of me seeing your name over and over and over again, it helps me to get to know you better. Like Angie, for example, she was cracking me up in today's comments, coming back from Chipotle. I was dying, literally out loud. I'm laughing. My kid's like, why are you laughing? I'm like, Angie's hysterical. So thanks, Angie. You made me literally what was I talking? I was talking about in my previous video about my flapjack booty and how I'm just call me Mrs. IHOP, and you were laughing about that, and then I started laughing about you laughing. So anyways, thanks. It was a whole laugh train circle. So emoji of the day is a heart. What are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? If you are just starting out on these medications, I have a ton of beginner stuff. It still blows my mind that people are like, oh, I don't like, go watch all my beginner stuff. And on countessofshopping.com, I have a ton of free articles, checklists, meal plans, like a ton of stuff for you. Recipes, go get it. The world's your oyster. And so if you're just starting, like, you don't have to walk into this blindly. Like I've got a ton of scientifically backed, but I'm not a healthcare provider. But from someone's own experience, strength, and hope, I will always punch you back to your healthcare provider, because I am not that. Never interpret as medical advice. My sweet friends, I love you guys. I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna stop. We're gonna stop, and I'm gonna go get ready for my dude ranch. I'm gonna go pack my suitcase to get ready to ride a horse. By the time you see all this, I will be back from the dude ranch, and we'll be back from horseback riding. And I cannot wait to tell you guys know I'm going to tell all my besties how it was riding the horse in the middle of the desert. I hope we don't see rattlesnakes, and I don't like bugs, so I'm kind of nervous about that, but I'm going to suck it up. And it's shot day. I'll be at the horseback riding camp during shot day, so we'll see how that goes too. I'm like taking my little I got my travel stuff. I'm going to take that with me too. So, sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings, because life is delicious. And I love you so super much. I'll see you for tomorrow's Daily Show. Bye, guys.